Hello and welcome. So this is part 3 of the Kentico 12 tutorial custom modules. So in this video we will be seeing how to create a custom interface of a custom module, and also we will going to see like how to give permissions to a particular set of users of the Kentico admin portal. So let's first analyze our requirement. So in this video we will be seeing how to create the interface of a custom module manually, as well as we will be providing a certain set of users some access of admin interface. So let's first understand our requirement. So for example, we have in the last videos we have created our office classes as offices. So for example, here we can see admin from the admin interface. Users can add offices from here. We can add it, we can edit it, and we can delete it. So now, for example, a requirement has been uh, came like we need to provide a certain set of users access of the admin UI who will be creating, who will be able to add and edit the offices list, but they cannot delete these offices. And also we need to take care like those users should not have access of the other applications of the Kentico admin portal. So for this, the Kentico has provided an article in the Kentico documentation itself, which I will be providing you the link. So in this article you can see that with the help of this article in the documentation we can create the interface manually of the custom module. So I have implemented the same by using this article only, and to cut short this video I've already implemented all the things, and I will show you how I have implemented. And also, like, two things are not there in this article, like how to create the add and edit pages, as well as how to create permissions and how to give a certain set of access to the certain set of users. So let's begin. Let's go to the Kentico admin portal. So this is our Kentico admin portal. Let's first show like how to create a manual interface. So for this we need to go to the modules. So this is our module has been created, which we have created in the last video. So let's edit this. Let's go to the user interface. So as of now all the steps are there in the article, so I am following those steps from the article itself. So you can see everything is there in the article itself. So let's see. So I have created a new user interface here as manual office list. So if I go to the general tab, you can see everything is there as same as we have created in the other classes as well. The only difference is that we have created here as the element as URL, and the URL is redirecting to some target location. Rest of the things are same. Let's go to the properties. It's taking time. We can see that no other settings has been done from here. So from the general tab only we have given a path to a particular ASPX page. Rest of the things will be done manually, and we will be creating all the UI and all the code stuff from the ASP.NET application itself. Let's switch to the ASP application. So you can see we have given a path to our ASPX file as CMS modules inside company XYZ, because company XYZ is the code name of the module created. So let's go to the CMS modules. So here you can see we have created a folder as company XYZ, and we can see that there is a file has been created which is office listing. So in the office listing, while creating this page we have referenced the theme as default, so which will give us the same UI as in the other classes of the admin which we have created in the module. And we have also referenced the master page file, which is simple page.master. So right now whatever I have done, everything is there in the article itself. So let's switch to the article. We can see everything is there in the article itself. So let's flip to the code again. So you can see I have given here as office display name and office address, and here you can see I have commented the delete option. So those particular set of users won't be able to delete an office. They will be only able to add a new office and to edit a new office. Let's go to the code file. So you can see here I have referenced the UI element as company XYZ, and I have given that name of manual office list, which we have created just in the admin section. So in the page load itself, so let's flip to the article itself again. Let's see. So you can see for the actions, we have created some header actions which will be as new office, and when we hit the new office, it will redirect us to some ASPX page where we will be creating the code for the add office part. And similarly we have again created as edit URL, and for the edit we have created this added office.aspx. Let's refresh this code, and let's go to the admin section and let's see what we have done. So we have created a class as manual office list. So let's go to the manual office list. So you can see that manual office list has been created. So new office button we have created here in the office listing ASPX page. So so the text is here as new office. So if we want to change it, we can change it from here, and we can see the listing here. So for the listing, what we have done, we are providing the listing from the company xyz dot office object. So you can see this is as simple as that, as in given in the article itself as right now. So let's flip to the visual to the admin section. So for the new office, what we have to do, we have to create a new office, add office as class. So it is redirecting us to the add office.aspx page. So for the add office, I have created another ASPX page, which is again pointing the theme as default and the master page as simple page.master. So you can see I need to create three fields for the office creation, because if we click on new office, we need these three fields: office display name, office name, and office address. So for this, I have created the UI of that thing in the ASPX page itself. So if you want to add new fields or if you want to make any changes, you can do it here manually yourself. Now if we switch to the code section of this file, you can see that I have created firstly two buttons here as back button and save new office. So back button is as simple, which will be redirecting us to the manual office list link. So for this, what we have created, we have given it as redirect URL to office listing, which is as simple as it is here. Now the second button we have given is save office. So for save office, we need to put some values here, and if we click on save office, it has to save the office in the office list, and we will be redirecting back to the office listing page. So let's switch to this. So for this, we need to add a command here, which is header actions.action performed. So for this, I have created this, and the command name is save office. So for save office, I have checked this command, and in this I have created an object of office info, and office info is having three parameters, which is office display name, name and address, and these are the fields which we have providing the values of these three fields. And for saving those office object, we are using the Cantico API module class, which is office info provider dot set info office, and we are again redirecting it back to the office listing page. So for example, let's check this. Let's create an office as Hyderabad LLC. So now you can see in the office name, as we have looked into the previous video, we cannot, the office name should be unique and office name should not have any spaces. So it should return in an error. So if we are saving this, you can see it will redirect is some error, which is object name Hyderabad not valid. So code name should be alphanumeric character sum. So for to handling this error and to show it on the Cantico admin UI, we have used it a show message which is provided by Cantico itself. So show message is a and here we have is cms.base.web.ui message type enum. So manage type enum should be error, and we have given let's go to the, let's see and check the constructor. So you can see it is having four parameters, which is enum, string, description and tooltip and persistent. So we have given all the parameters, and with the help of this show message we are returning the error to the page UI itself. So we are going to hide this. Let's again change this thing Hyderabad LLC, and let's save this. So you can see that Hyderabad LLC has been saved. So in this scenario, from the manual office list we can only add and edit the new office, we cannot delete this option. So like half of our work is completed, like create UI interface, ASPX page, add and edit pages. So for the added page, similar things you need to perform. I did not create the added page. For the added page you have to again call the API, and you have to just uh, do the similar stuff as we did in the add office section. Let's flip to notepad again. So now everything is done. We need to now create a new role, and we need to give this module permission to a certain set of users only. So now let's do that stuff also. Let's go to the roles. So first we need to create a new role. So let's give a role as office content editors. Let's create a new role as office content editors. Office content editor. So everything has to be automatic. Now save this. So the roles has been created. Now let's create a user which will be having that office content editor only. Let's create a new user. Username should be office editor 1. Okay, let's give it a same name as, let's enable this. So to access, to get basic access of the admin level, the privilege level should be editor. So none will not be able to access that admin section, and so to have a minimum privilege level should be editor. So the password will be 123456. Make it simple, 123456, and let's save this. Okay, now go to the sites option. So dancing god is our site. Let's go to the roles. Let's give it a role as content editor only, which is office content editor. Let's save and close. Now our user has been created. Let's test this. Let's switch to some other browser and let's test this user only. So now we need to give access of this particular admin module access to that particular user. So the user should not be able to access other applications, and they should be able to control the add and edit options of the office. So let's enter the office editor credentials here. Let's log in. Let's sign in. Now you can see that permission for UI element administration is required. So access denied to resource CMS. To solve this issue, we need to go to the UI personalization and we have to give this access to the content editor for the offices. So let's go to the UI personalization application and let's give them an access. So the site is Dancing Goat. The role is office content editors, and we need to give them access of company XYZ. And in the company XYZ we have three sections. So let's give them an access of development, but in the development itself we need to give them access of offices, employees and manual list, but we need to give them access of office manual list only. So let's check this and let's do it again. It's not able to access this. Let's check the permissions for the module. Let's go to the module. Let's edit this. Let's permissions, and we need to give them permissions from the read and write options. Site is Dancing Goat, and we need to give them access of office content editor. Similarly, we need to give them access to the modify. Office content editor. Let's again check this. Let's sign out and let's check it again. Let's log in. Test executive 1. I think that's the user. What user we have created? We have created as office editor 1. Now okay, I've got the issue. So we have given the access of development, but we did not give them access to the CMS and administration. Let's again refresh this. Let's check. Let's sign out. Let's again add this office editor 1 2 3 6. Let's sign in. So you can see now the office content editor got the access of the admin portal, but let's check the applications. So you can see it can only access the development application, and in the development itself it can only access the manual office list application. So rest all the applications are peeled off. So now from here you can add a new office and you can edit the office as well. Let's add this office USA, office USA, and the address is USA. Let's save this. You can see we can add the office. So from this video you can got to learn like how to create a manual UI of the module, as well as how to set permissions to a particular set of users. So this stuff can be done by various ways. So whatever the way I have done, I have showed it to you, and hope this will give you some idea about the custom module other exercises as well. So thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for the new videos.